guys, Christina with Forever Bored Soapery here. Today I am hoping to make a goat's milk soap that includes these fun little stone apples that I got. They're super cute. I'm gonna try and do those with some super cute melt and pour gumballs as well on top. Now when I say try, the reason we're trying is because I'm using this fragrance, F King Fabulous from Windy Point, and there's very little information on what it's going to do. I found one that said it lightly accelerated, one that said it was okay, and then Windy Point's note was something to the effect of being that it's a clone type fragrance, is probably going to accelerate, but they hadn't tested it yet. So we are going to wing it and see what happens and hope for the best. I would love to see a bit of a swirl, like a hanger swirl technique happening here. But I'm willing to work with the fact that it may not work out that way, and we'll just see what happens as we go. So really, it's gonna be a fun time, I'm sure. We'll see if we even get the toppers on. Maybe it'll harden up so fast we don't even get them on. We shall see. But I'm gonna start with my oils. So I've got my canola oil and coconut oil today. And I'm just gonna get as much of this out as I can. Okay, and then if you're wondering what these little white things are, I had warmed up my milk in this container and then moved it over here, and of course there was just a little bit left. I still just reused the container, no more point in dirtying more dishes. Going to add my kaolin clay, and I like this because it adds that little bit of a slip to the bar. It can help with fragrance oils as well, holding the scent in, and just makes a little bit harder of a bar for me. With it being a goat's milk soap, it can be a little bit softer. I really like the slip though. I noticed a difference. I wasn't using it when I first started making soap, and in fact I just cracked one of those bars open that I had, because of course you know you have a huge collection at home. I cracked one of those bars open that didn't have the kaolin clay in the shower this morning, and because my last bar did have the kaolin, I noticed an immediate difference of it kind of getting stuck on your skin as you're going. So it was good to see that it's actually doing something. Oh, this isn't plugged in yet. Trying to make a mess. Need about 10 more hands. Just 10. Okay. Let's give her a blend. My last batch, my kaolin clay was being a pain in the butt and not mixing in. Just not happening. Took me a little while to get close enough. Let's go ahead and add in our goat's milk. And this is goat's milk from our farm. If you want to see some of our animals and what we have going on the farm, you can go on Facebook to Forever Bored Acres, and we do tend to post some stuff there. There's no rhyme or reason to it, just when we get an urge we post something, but there's some cute little videos on there of all of our goats and our pigs and all that fun stuff. All right, that was my lye water solution. I do pre-mix all of those, but when I master batch, I actually master batch them in individual amounts. So either enough to make 1 loaf, or more commonly enough to make 4 loaves. Okay, and what I just realized is that this is, actually it's not. I was going to say this is a water reduced batch, but actually it's not a water reduced batch because I added the extra milk. Okay, I'm not going to go too wild and crazy here because, as I said, I'm expecting things to accelerate, so I want to keep things as fluid as humanly possible. So we're going to be a little bit lax with this. And apparently I haven't measured out my kaolin or my colorants yet, and we're definitely going to want to get ahead on that. So let's grab one of these, and I'm going to want 5 grams of each of these. I am starting to finally weigh these items. I wasn't before, but I started doing inventory now, and with that, I'm not convinced that's not 5 grams already. I am going to take one of these off, zero this out, and then I guess this guy can go sit on there. I just need some extra weight to get things started. So it says it's at 142 now. Yeah, see, 142, and now it's at 151. So we have way too much. We want 147. This silly scale is not picking up lighter weights. Drives me batty. Holy, it really went wild here. Okay, 148. I'm happy with that. Close enough. All right, and then set that to the side, and then we've got to do the brown. So I'm using, that last one was a dark green mica from Windy Point. This one is an iron oxide brown, again from Windy Point. There we go. Get where we want to be. And then I am in love with this blue violet mica. I did order some more because I love it so much. Our scale is going down in weight. We're at 140, so we're only going to 145. There it is. All right, and then we've got our activated charcoal for the final one. And again, I think 5 will be fine for this one, 5 grams. Here's hoping. And we're at 138, so we're going to 143. But yeah, I'm doing inventory now and tracking everything, including my ingredients. And with that, I have to measure all this nonsense out to be able to keep accurate weights. What a pain in the butt, as opposed to just just doing whatever I want. How is that not 143? Oh, there it is. It did turn over. 143. Perfect. Okay. So we'll set those all to the side, and then what I'm gonna do is reuse my containers again. So we've got, I need 4 containers, but we're gonna use the fragrance oil one as well. Actually, maybe we're not. I'll have to work that out. What? I'm just gonna be a little bit more closer in my numbers here. Go. I'll try 250. I haven't run the math, but I just want them relatively close to each other. This scale is terrible. 250 again. feel like I really should have just ran the numbers, but oh well. That looks so much more. I'm gonna dump it to 275-ish. Just a little bit more. I don't need it to be perfect, but I want them to be fairly close. So I'll give that a shot. Let's see where she lands. So now for this big one, I think we'll do it first. I think I'm gonna go with the green on the bottom. Please tell me I didn't just drop that. Woohoo! I don't know if you guys seen that, but that was impressive. I'm gonna go with the green first. So I'm gonna pop that in there. I am 100% gonna mix this first. Lots on the sides here. Colors mixed in really well. I'm happy with that. So now I need to put in the fragrance, which I'm super scared of doing. I'm going to do about 4 for each, but the reason I want to put them in at the last possible minute is in case they decide to accelerate on me. So hopefully that's good. And I think I am going to add the fragrance in just with my spatula, not the stick blender. So to hopefully help slow down that acceleration. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, but we're gonna try. I'll be honest, this is the first time I have used the spatula to slow down acceleration. Usually I just go for it and I'm extremely upset with the way it ends. But today, I really want to do a hanger swirl if I can pull it off. I'm not expecting my world to be that lucky, but I'd really like it to be. Okay. All right, so then we are going to grab, I don't know how I spelled brown everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna grab our mold. We're just gonna pop that green in there. It's got a fair amount of bubbles in it. It's from this particular stick blender. Not a big fan of it. Just seems to put air in everything. Okay. And give it a couple knocks, see if it'll ease up a bit. All right, so the next color I'm going to do is the iron oxide brown. And same thing, we're just going to give it a quick mixy. That's a pretty chocolatey brown. I don't know if you guys can see that. It looks great. Love it. All right, here we go again. With the fragrance oil. So scared. You'll notice I forgot to use the spatula here, but I think we are okay. I'm gonna try and get a little bit more of this brown off the spatula, just because we're going with the blue next and I don't want it to be a chocolate brown. be able to get it all, but we'll make it as good as we can. Okay, so I'm gonna dump this guy in there nice and high. Still staying pretty fluid, guys. So far, so happy. And we'll get all of the goodies out. I'm not saving anything for the top on this one. I've decided that a black top is hopefully going to provide me with the best contrast for all the different colored melt and pours that I have in apples. Hopefully I'm right. And then the set did come with a brown or a black apple, but I chose not to use the black apple. I only need 10 anyways. I chose not to use the black one so that I can see it with the black on top, hopefully. We're going with some blue. Again, this color, amazing. How pretty. Since things worked out with the brown, we're just going to continue with the stick blender here. Need about half of that. That's gorgeous. Shouldn't I use these glass beakers? I don't recommend using these for this part, just because if you tap on them too hard, they're probably going to break. All right, and we're going to go down. I'm going to try to come around the back side. Now, I don't know if this still would be an accelerator or not, but just because I'm doing all these kind of hedging my bets things here. But at this point, I would feel comfortable using this one. All right, more over there. And our last color being the black, heading in there. And I'm not worried about the blue on here. The black's gonna color it up anyways. So one thing I hate about blacks is sometimes it's a little tricky to get it all mixed in. We're looking good, looking great. I'm gonna set this to the side. And the last of our fragrance oil. This is a little bit thicker now, so definitely one you might want to move quickly with. So much color. Not very good at this part. I see so many people on their stick blenders are like spotlessly clean when they scrape them out. I do not have that kind of luck or skill. All right. So if you're wondering what the scent is on this fragrance oil, she is top notes of sage and lavender. And then I meant to make the top black. See what I do when I'm talking to you guys? I change everything up. I'm okay with this. The swirls should come out perfectly based on what I'm seeing here, so it's okay. So top notes of sage and lavender, and then middle notes of leather, orris, tonka bean, and bitter almond. Now, I don't know, maybe you guys know with the fragrance oils, if that means there's a bitter almond oil in here, or is it just a fragrance they're using? I'm sure there's somewhere I can look it up on the safety sheets and stuff, but if you happen to know, let me know. Curiosity and all that. I like to, if there is almond oil in them, I try to remember to put just a warning label on them that it may contain nuts. That way, if somebody has an allergy to almond oil, we can have that discussion when they're buying. And then it has, the bottom notes are cashmere, leather, amber, and white woods. Sounds amazing. All right, this baby is looking really good to me right now. So now I've got my gear tie that I bought. This is because I couldn't find a reasonably priced hanger swirl tool anywhere that I was happy with, and this thing does an amazing job. Just got to have it sized right. So I'm going to pop it in there. There we go. Oh yeah, see, she's pretty thick already. Okay, and we'll go the other way. I just want like a lot of swirls. That's what I'm going for here. Hopefully not muddied up, but lots of swirls. Fingers crossed. Ugh, making a mess. There we go. And there she goes. Okay. So the top looks disgusting right now. Let's see what we can do about that. So we are going to be pushing everything to the middle. We want that peak in the middle. And I think I might need just a little more time. It's definitely getting hard, but looks like it's going to need just a little bit more time to get there. All right, so we're going to leave it to harden up a little bit more before we put our embeds on it. Pause you guys and I'll bring you back when we're ready to go. Okay guys, I am just kind of piling it here in the middle as best I can. I decided not to do piping on the top, just because I didn't know exactly what it was going to do. But my hope is that we still have a very clear peaked middle. I'm just not sure if we're going to do what I want. I think we're at the right consistency to pull it off. Still just trying to be a little bit falsy, falling back down in there. It's not quite hard enough, But that being said, I don't think you could really get any softer with her and have her work, if you know what I mean. Just trying to take some of this soap off the ends and try not to waste it. We are gonna waste that little bit. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes again, just to get a titch harder before I try to add in these balls. But that being said, I have this wonky set that I might just give it a try here with it. Let's see what happens. Let's do the middle first. And this one's not lined up. No, see, it falls right off the top. It's too heavy. Oh, there we go. Got it to stay. Just have to bury it a little bit. I'm just not sure how I feel about it being that buried. I think we're waiting. And yeah, see, this one's like falling down into the soap. As is that one. These I know are kind of wonky looking, but I just wanted to test things out. And I ran out of matchy ones. So I'm okay with this. I'm gonna leave it, but I am thinking about adding glitter. Let's do that. I feel like this one would love some glitter. Oh wow, it's really coming out. Been all about the glitter the last few days. Okay, that's a lot of glitter. Happy. I have this black glitter. I wonder what it'll look like. Really nothing. It looks a little dark. It's not really gonna show up, so that's okay. Should add those. I'm just gonna add them to my ingredient list. I did sparkles, silver, and black. So I remember to add that. And let's stare at it for a minute. Just gonna come around. You get back over there. Way back over there. Just give this a little bit of a wipe. I'm loving the blue. As I mentioned before, I love this blue, but with the black, wow, it's looking very midnight beautiful. Maybe that will become the name. Midnight? I don't know. With the apples on it, I can't figure out a name as to what it should be called. Midnight apple doesn't seem very exciting. I don't know. Let me know if you have some fun name ideas. I'm gonna keep thinking on it, but I am going to pause you guys for a few minutes, probably like 10, and then hopefully this will be a little bit harder and then we'll add the rest on. Hi guys, I am back. We're gonna give it another go. I was doing some thinking on the name, and I think I've settled on Twilight Tempest. Unless you guys come up with a name I like better, I think that's the way we're gonna go. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm not excited about doing this without spacing them. There. So I think what we're gonna do is just, that's on the 10. On 9. Ooh, very close to waiting too long. 8. Squish it over just a little bit. On the 7. 5. I feel like I'm wiggling just a little bit here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no way we're getting another one in there. I'm definitely not doing it right. Let's do one of these guys. Let's get you right over to this side just because you're being so finicky. And hopefully 10. I still think I'm gonna end up cutting some off here. They just look too close together. Oh well, we'll see what happens. This is what we're gonna roll with. So on the opposite side, we're going to stick with this here. Just try and match them up. So as you can see, I got, these are all just leftover ones that I'm using up. So there's a variety of colors here that I'm working with. Just always make a few extra, or even some of these might be slightly imperfect ones where they might have a little crack or a divot or whatever in them. And I just don't want to waste them. So I was looking for somewhere that it would make sense to use them. And this is what I landed on. Okay, so we got that. Now she's not super gorge in the sense of all the different colors and whatever, but I think when they're sliced, each individual one will be beautiful. We're sitting up nice and tall here now, where that one kind of sunk in. These ones are holding up the way I wanted them to. These little apples are so cute. And one more on the end. All right. I don't know how well you guys can see this. I'll turn it to the side a little bit. I think once it's cut, it'll be gorgeous. Super excited about these ones. I'm happy to see that they're not too heavy, that the weight of them is holding nicely with the thicker soap. I was a little bit worried they just like right in there, but they didn't, so that's good. All right, well, I will bring you guys back for the cut probably tomorrow based on how this has hardened up so far. And we'll see what it brings us. Gorgeous. All right, guys, I am back. Going to be cutting the Twilight Tempest soap. Again, unless you guys come up with a better name. I'm liking that name at the moment. It's very spicy. I don't know how else to describe this scent, but spicy. It's almost like peppery, if that makes sense, the smell. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting scent. Oh, looking good so far. She's pretty hard. She definitely got warm last night or yesterday, but she didn't crack or anything. I have another one curing my Dreamcatcher's Gentle Snowfall, and it did crack last night. It's been known to do that though. It's not the first time I've had that problem with that one. You'd think by now I'd be putting it in the fridge to cool it down a little, but that hasn't happened. All right, I'm a little concerned about lining this up so that none of my apples get hit. And I think I've got it for the apples. I might hit a couple of the little soap gumballs here, but I think, oh yeah, I did good. I'm very proud of myself, considering I usually don't do that great. So it's got a fun little swirl in there. Get the other end piece off. I like the little circle on the bottom, a little bit different. All right, and here comes soap number 1. Oh, I like it. Definitely different. Lots of swirls in it. It's got the beautiful little apple on top. I actually, for some reason, thought this apple on top had like a little hole in the stem so you could make it a necklace later, but it does not. But yeah, a very strong, very spicy fragrance. If you like those really strong masculine type scents that, again, I'm going with spicy is the word, that are very spicy, this is the one for you. Got the little green apple on top of this one. I think I like this side better. And I am nicking the little gumballs just a bit here and there. That's okay though. They're still very nice. I don't know if the camera's even doing it justice, but some of these swirls are just awesome with the colors. Just loving it. I don't foresee me doing this particular one again. This is a kind of a one-time limited edition kind of deal. As I said, I just had some leftover gumballs and I wanted to use up these apples. But if I did, I think I would do the blue in the bottom and have it be a little bit more vibrant, if that makes sense. Although green is my favorite color. I wish you guys could smell it. Again, not my personal favorite scent, but very strong. And I'm trying to decide what it smells like. And I just can't place it. Like I can't figure out, like it's supposed to be sage and lavender as the top notes, but really there is a lot of scents in here. There was leather, orris, tonka bean, and bitter almond as the mid notes, and then cashmere, leather, amber, and whitewoods as the bottom. Like it's very complex going on here. Like there's a lot happening when you smell it. Got a little bit of one of the creamier balls stuck to my brown one, so we can clean that up. I'm just gonna keep smelling them until I remember what the heck that scent came from. There you go, blue one. So if you like any of these guys, I am not placing this video until they're ready. So if you like any of these guys and you want one and you're specific about which apple you might want on top, because they are a little bit different, feel free to message me which one you're interested in and I'll confirm if it's still available. And then you can kind of have your pick. But this one here, I don't know if my husband will like this scent, but I feel like maybe my dad might. I'll think about it. My dad might like this scent. I don't know. I might just give him this one because my little stem here isn't staying in there. And I suppose I could try hot glue gunning it in there, but I don't know if I'll even bother. I'll probably just give it as a gift to somebody. And I wish I knew who smelled like this. I know somebody who smells like this very spicy scent. And I'm gonna keep going with that spicy because it's so spicy. Now, yep, there's one. I'm noticing one of my soaps are looking just a little bit thicker than the others, and it is. I see my little string was loose there. Seems to be happening a lot. This is an older cutter. I've had it, I think, for 2 years now. So it's not old, but maybe some of the strings are just starting to get really loose, so they're popping out all the time. I might have to get somebody smarter than me to adjust them properly. I just keep tightening them and hoping for the best. But yeah, it's becoming a trend. It's happened a few times now. So I'm really happy with these soaps. I definitely love the way that they each turned out, so individually different and unique. And there goes, I just lost the stem to this apple. I'm not putting it back on. Yeah, I love the sprinkles. I love everything about it. I'm really happy with it. I know I said Twilight Tempest. I'm leaning a bit towards maybe Midnight Tempest. It's just kind of got those darker colors in some of them. It's really, I don't know. I'll think about it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the making of this soap, and yeah, may you guys be forever bored and find fun things to do. And sorry, I just got sidetracked. See, this is what happens when you're bored. I just got sidetracked. There's a beautiful husky walking past my shop, and I'm checking it out. Anyways, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed my video, and we'll talk to you guys soon.